Welcome to the real world and happy Memorial Day. Today we're going to take a look at all the best films to watch to remember those who have fallen in service to this country. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Real World YouTube channel. My name's Cameron. Make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos here at the Real World. Today we're taking a look at some of the best war films ever made in honor of Memorial Day. So we're going to take a look at some of the movies I own. There's a much longer list if you want to look on my Letterboxd account. I'm going to leave that link in the description below. But I just wanted to take a look at some of the best. We're going to go chronologically through each war, starting with World War I. So the first one I have here is Paths of Glory. This is a Stanley Kubrick film from 1957, starring Kirk Douglas. It is one of the all-time best World War I movies. I highly recommend this Criterion edition. It is a very nice set. Very good picture quality, audio quality, all shot in black and white, and one of the best stories ever told on screen. So that is the first one we're going to start with. Then we're going to move on to Flyboys. This follows some of the first ever fighter pilots in World War I. This one is an excellent movie. Looks great, sounds great on Blu-ray here. Highly recommend that one as well. Now we're going to jump into World War II. World War II, some of the best war movies are set during this conflict. First one being Unbroken, one of the great inspiring true stories of a prisoner of war. This was directed by Angelina Jolie, and it is a inspiring film, to say the least. Next up is Enemy at the Gates. This one covers a unique area of the war in Russia. It follows a German sniper and a Russian sniper, a true story about these two rivals during the Second World War. Again, it covers the Russian side of the conflict, which we don't get a whole lot of in film, but this one's great. Joseph Fiennes, Jude Law, Ed Harris, Rachel Weisz, Bob Hoskins, all star in that one. Then we're moving to a French film called Army of Shadows from 1969. This one is one of my all-time favorites. It is a intense war movie about the French resistance and what they went through during the Second World War and fighting the Nazis. So highly recommend this one. This is another Criterion edition. They did an excellent job with this set here, so highly recommend that one. Then we're moving on to a classic, also from the 1960s, The Great Escape, starring Steve McQueen, James Garner, Richard Attenborough. It is also based on a true story. So great film about, as the title suggests, a prison break. Speaking as prisoners of war, The Bridge on the River Kwai, directed by David Lean, one of the great directors of all time. William Holden, Alec Guinness, Jack Hawkins all star in this, winner of 7 Academy Awards. This is a really nice collector's edition I have here. It's a nice cardboard set, and it's kind of set up like a digibook. So you've got the disc in there, and then you've got all kinds of info inside, images from the film, and then on the back is a DVD of the film as well. So this is a really nice box set that they put together, and it's loaded with bonus features. It looks and sounds incredible in HD. So this is a classic from the 1950s, 57 this one was made. And so that one gets my highest recommendation, one of my favorites of all time. Next up is Saving Private Ryan, probably my favorite of all time, from director Steven Spielberg, starring Tom Hanks, Matt Damon, all kinds of great actors in this. You know, I mean, you've got Tom Sizemore, Edward Burns, Vin Diesel, his first movie. This is a really, really nice set from the Sapphire series that Paramount put out a few years back. It's a 2-disc set. This one, again, winner of 5 Academy Awards, including Best Director, loaded with bonus features, all kinds of behind-the-scenes looks here. So that one gets another highest recommendation. Then we have a more recent film called Hacksaw Ridge. This, again, based on a true story of Desmond Doss. Excellent film starring Andrew Garfield. Vince Vaughn is in this as well. It is directed by Mel Gibson, and he did an excellent job with this movie. Again, true story about a conscientious objector who went to war and saved countless lives. So brutal, brutal war film. Does not shy away from the harsh violence of war, but it is an inspiring true story. So highly recommend that one as well. Then we have Fury, maybe my favorite Brad Pitt performance ever It is another great ensemble cast: Michael Pena, Shia LaBeouf, Logan Lerman, John Bernthal. David Ayer wrote and directed this, and he did an excellent job. I think it's the best film he's ever made. It looks excellent on Blu-ray. It's about a tank crew during World War II, during the end of World War II, actually. And it's a really great look at the life of a soldier on the ground during the battles. So that one gets another very high recommendation. Then we have another true story called The Monuments Men. A big ensemble cast here. George Clooney actually directed this. He stars in it with Matt Damon and a host of other great actors, including Bill Murray, Cate Blanchett, Hugh Bonneville, Bob Balaban, John Dujardin, John Goodman. I mean, the list goes on and on. So highly recommend The Monuments Men, another true story about kind of what was going on during the end of the war. Very unique film. So that one is a lot of fun. Then we have Flags of Our Fathers. Clint Eastwood directed this. It is an excellent look at the aftermath of World War II, and specifically those men who were raising that flag in Iwo Jima. And so it kind of follows them, what happens to them after the war, and the effects the war has on them. So this one is a very unique type of war movie, but one that's well worth a watch. Now we're moving into the Vietnam War. This war was one of the most devastating. Platoon is a great example of what was going on during the battles there. Oliver Stone directed this. It's a semi-autobiographical film of things he experienced during the Vietnam War. And so this one has Willem Dafoe. It won 4 Academy Awards in 1986. So that one is a must-see. Next up, one of my favorites ever, my favorite Robin Williams movie, Good Morning Vietnam. His performance here is spectacular. Again, a true story about a radio DJ who went over to Vietnam and the things he experienced while he was there. Excellent, excellent movie. Perfectly utilizes everything that Robin Williams did so well. Not only his comedic side, but his dramatic acting as well is excellent in this movie. So highly recommend Good Morning Vietnam. And then Francis Ford Coppola's epic war film, Apocalypse Now, starring Martin Sheen and Marlon Brando. This is an all-time great war film, epic in its scale and scope, wonderfully shot, great use of music, just all around a fantastic movie, technically speaking. Also, the story is very compelling and very engaging. So that one, highly recommended too. Moving into the Gulf War era, we have Black Hawk Down. True story of what happened to these soldiers in Somalia. Very, very good direction by Ridley Scott. Josh Hartnett is in this, along with Ewan McGregor, William Fichtner, just a host of great actors. Eric Bana, another one with Tom Sizemore. So highly recommend this film as well. Very intense and engaging look at the Gulf War. Then we're moving into the War on Terror, American Sniper, another one by Clint Eastwood, one of the great modern war films that stars Bradley Cooper, Sienna Miller. It is a really, really great look at the effects of war on an individual, that individual being Chris Kyle, who many people will know. It is really well done. Excellent, superb war movie that I highly recommend. Another one based on a true story of a real life event, Lone Survivor, with Mark Wahlberg. Peter Berg directed this and did an excellent job. Marcus Luttrell is who it follows, Navy SEAL, and they did an excellent job with this film as well. I thought it was really well shot, and the performances are excellent. So definitely need to check out Lone Survivor. And last but not least, from Michael Bay, probably his best movie he's ever made, 13 Hours, an absolutely incredible, intense, engaging war film about what happened at Benghazi in 2012 on the anniversary of September 11th. So definitely recommend this one as well. John Krasinski is incredible in it. The entire cast is great. Very well shot, very engaging action sequences, very engaging battle sequences. It's just one of those tense, sort of action thrillers that also happens to be based on a true story. So definitely recommend 13 Hours if you have not seen it. So that's it, folks. That is the list. Again, this is just partial list. There's so many great war films out there. I'm going to leave a link, again, in the description below to my Letterboxd account. If you're not a part of Letterboxd, I highly recommend getting on there. It's basically a social media app for movie fans. So if you're into movies, it's the place to go. You can give movies ratings out of 5 stars. You can write reviews, create lists. I'm leaving the link to the Letterboxd list in the description below. It's a Memorial Day list, 100 of my favorite war movies of all time. I've also included, if you hit the notes button, the glasses icon, you'll see the year the film takes place and the location it was set in. So done a lot of research on those movies and highly recommend utilizing that as you go through and watch some of those historical films that talk about what really happened in the past. Thanks to those who made the ultimate sacrifice to protect the Constitution and secure liberty and freedom, which we enjoy today. In John 15:13, it says, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends." Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos, and we'll see you next time right here on The Real World.